Welcome to the Pioneer Farmhouse. My name is Patricia, and thank y'all for joining me and being with me today. It's been quite a while since I put out a video. The last video I did was a lard video. Today, we have got our new front door installed, and this is our replacement door since the tornado hit almost a month ago. So we got that installed. We got the two back doors installed, and we've started chipping away at the house here. As y'all can see right here, we're not sure if we're going to chip the whole porch completely down to the bare wood and just give it a nice varnish, or if we're going to paint it white again. We kind of like the wood varnish look. That way it just kind of has a focal point of the farmhouse. But for now, I want to go ahead and get this door painted. It is a really pretty kind of antique-y mint green. So let's go over and see what color paint I have chosen. The paint that I got is from Sherwin-Williams, and it's called Nurture Green. So that's the color, and hoping that I don't regret this. There you go. All right, well, let's get the door started, and then let's get to painting it. All right, so I've got the first light coat, and then I went back over it with a second coat, and it has left brush marks on it, so thinking that I might go back and do a light sanding on it and then come back maybe with a roller and see if maybe it might go on a lot better, because I definitely don't like the brush strokes in it. But then again, I don't know if a third coat with the brush will take those out or not. So I will come back probably later this evening and finish up the door. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on this, but my whole house is painted white like this. And my daughter has been power washing the house for me. We've got 3 small sides to do. And we have all of this here that still needs to be washed and chipped. And over here, our gutters are still down from the tornado, but we do finally have part of our insurance money, and we're waiting on the roof estimate from the roofer. And as soon as we get the roof done, we'll get the gutters up. And this part of the house, I think where the flag is, we're going to paint it white. But let me step back and just show you the porch here. So we walk in right here, or the back side of the house. There's 2 doors on the back side of the house. And so all of this right here is what we think that we might. This part has not been washed yet. We've washed this right here, but as you can see, it's really dirty, so all of this needs to be washed and then start putting stripper on it. But we're thinking that we might strip just the porch area all the way down to the wood, do a really beautiful dark varnish, because our ceiling has got a nice varnish on it, and it also does need to be cleaned and got back to its natural color and restained. And I'm just thinking that the varnish look would be really, really good. We have 1 pillar right here, but I'm thinking that when my dad gets here, we may add another nice chunky pillar right up against the house here, and so that it kind of matches. I had ferns hanging up here, but the tornado did a number on those, and so they are no longer in good condition. I'm trying to revive them, so I have taken them down because they are very brown. The trim is going to be white around the door, and we'll paint this facer here also white. And hopefully this project will get done within the next month, and it will be a nice focal point. This porch was painted red many years ago, before we bought it. It still looks pretty good. I think the power washer will just kind of brighten it up a little bit. I don't think that we'll strip it all the way down. I think I'll just leave it that. We got an antique little table that we got at a yard sale that will need a nice new coat of paint. Our area rug needs to be power washed and cleaned up again. And then we'll just make it look farmhousey again. So waiting on a lot of stuff, waiting on people to do things for us, because we just don't have the capacity to do it ourselves. So we're just waiting on people and them hired, getting the house back in shape, getting all the new windows put in the house. By the way, all the back doors have already been changed. They got changed out the very same day that the front door got changed. So thanks to my nephew who came and did all of my doors for me. That was a wonderful blessing. We still don't have the trim work and stuff up because they still need to be filled in with putty, and the trim work needs to be sanded back down and cleaned up. Most of the boards are just kind of gritty and grimy, but I think they're really good to use over again. So I think we'll just clean those up really well, sand those down, remove the old paint, and we'll either repaint those or varnish them again. But as soon as we get all of that done, we'll do a little walk around on the house. There's just a lot of little bitty things that my husband and I, we just can't do. So we're just kind of waiting on people. Everybody in this area is booked up, and everybody's just having to wait their turn when it comes to contractors and everybody to help out. So we're being patient. Our house wasn't badly damaged as most people's were, just down the road where some actually lost their home completely. Some's already got their roofs put back on. At least we still have a roof. It's just badly hail damaged and bent up, so no water is getting in. So I'm going to be just as patient as I possibly can. We've got 6 months to complete everything, so it will get done. I think once my dad gets here, things will go really, really fast. He's a contractor from California, and he's going to be out here probably within the next 2 weeks to 2 to 3 weeks. So really hoping that works out, and because he's very knowledgeable about everything. All right, so we are in the kitchen, and as I said, we had one of the doors installed. The other door in the other end of the house looks just like this door. We've still got some filling in to do where you can see the daylight. We got some foam put in, but we do have some areas that we need to get puttied, and all the trim work is laying right here to be cleaned up, and the doors will be completed. I've had these doors probably close to a month and a half, maybe 2 months. It was perfect timing. My nephew installed the front door, and he did both of the back doors as well. So this is the update on the farmhouse. Okay, so I moved back inside. It was just a little bit warm outside. As you can see, my face is pretty red, so I will update you on the things as they are changing to show you how the farmhouse is coming along. Like I said, I think it's going to be a very slow process, but things are happening, so I'm just going to be patient and let things work themselves out. Okay, so I haven't done a recipe in a while, and I thought we'll just throw all of this together in one video. Hi guys, and thanks for being with me in my kitchen today. I want to share my quick recipe for quick and easy smothered pork chops. Now, this recipe would be great for the working person who doesn't have a whole lot of time to spend in the kitchen to make smothered pork chops. So we start ours out, or I start mine out by putting it in the crock pot. So what I do is take my pork chops, which I happen to have 4, and I just put them in the crock pot with water, and then I throw all of my seasonings in the crock pot. And the seasonings that I'm going to use is going to be salt, garlic powder, brown gravy mix, minced onions, or you can also just use regular onions and just dice them up, paprika, and pepper. Now, if you want to add more vegetables to it, you can. I put whole carrots in mine. All I did was cut the tops and the bottoms off it, wash the carrots, and then cut the tops and the bottoms off of it, and I just threw them in there whole. I didn't take the time to dice them up. I will pull those out and just put them in a separate dish and serve them as a side. And then when the pork chops are done, I'm going to take my gravy out of the pan and put it in a separate pan, and then I'm going to use a portion of that to thicken it. And use whatever thickening agent you have. I happen to have flour, so I'm going to use my flour to thicken the pork chops. So let's turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this on the stovetop. And it's going to be rather quick and easy, and somebody is going to think that you spent all day in the kitchen making these. So let's start by removing our carrots. Like I said, I just threw these in whole. All right, we'll set these aside. I'm just going to take a little bit of the broth that is left over in this crock pot, and I'm going to take a spoon. Now these are going to fall apart. They're going to be super tender, so you may want to get a big spoon. And I'm just going to lay them in the bottom of the skillet. Mine has bones, so I'm going to try to take some of those bones out as I'm moving my meat over to my skillet. I have a cast iron skillet, but use whatever skillet you would like. I went ahead and diced up a small onion, and I'm just going to put it right on top. I have my broth that I dipped out earlier, and I'm just going to take a small portion of it. Just going to take about 3 ladles there, and I'm going to put my flour in with it. And this part here is going to make the nice thick gravy. That's about 3 tablespoons. Give it a really good whisk, and be sure that you really whisk it. Be sure that you whisk it well, because if by chance that your gravy, your broth from your pork chops is hot, the flour is going to be lumpy, and mine was just a little too hot, so I'm just going to give it a really good whisk. But the flour will break down when you have it here in the skillet. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start ladling the rest in this. Now, it is not necessary to use all of this broth, but I think we're going to use a good portion of it because my husband is going to want to put the broth over the mashed potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and start whisking again. I think that's going to be sufficient for us. Now, if you find that you have lumps in yours and you're not really happy with those lumps, you can go ahead and run it through a strainer and get rid of those. But I'm not too worried about that because I know it's going to break down. All right. Now just stick your lid on it. Basically what we're doing is just letting that broth thicken up over and softening those onions. And I would probably cook it on about 2 or 3 on the stove, maybe even low, and let it cook for about 30 minutes. Check on it periodically and make sure that it is not scorching. So, as y'all can see behind me, we have finally been able to do some work in the house. We've got the new back door up. I still got to put the deadbolt on it. We've got the code on the door, and all we're lacking now is finish caulking it and getting the trim on. And I'm very happy. Both of the back doors are the same, and we're going to have those painted just the same as we did the front door. We're in the process of having the house power washed, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we're going to have the house painted white, and hopefully within the next month we're going to get the new roof put back on the house, although we have already had the new roof on the house, but the tornado damaged it. But luckily for us, we don't have any leaks into the house, and we have 6 months to get it repaired per the insurance company. So waiting to get the contractor out to give us the final estimate. He did come out, but he still hasn't wrote it up, so we're waiting on that. So I'll be glad to get the roof done and over with. The next thing is getting all the windows changed out. Now, not all the windows are going to be changed out because not all of them are damaged, but majority of them were damaged. So we're going to get some new windows. I'm not sure if we're going to get brand new windows or if we're going to go to a salvage place. I forget what they call those, where they recycle nice windows still, and maybe try to find something that's period to the farmhouse. But my dad will be here from California hopefully within the next month, and we can make that decision, and hopefully soon we're going to have new windows. And I'm not sure what all the other projects are going on. I know we have a building to build in the back. We've got the well house that has to be rebuilt, and we're hoping before the end of the year that we're going to have a new addition put on the house, and we're going to expand the square footage. We're going to go on the, the east end of our house where the kitchen and the dining room are, and we're going to open up a portion of that to add maybe either a 16-foot or a 20-foot addition onto the house. The house is 26 feet wide, so we're just looking for a little more room. We only have one bathroom in the house, so we really need a master bedroom with a bathroom, and then maybe the other square footage, I think we're going to turn it into a second living room, and maybe move the kitchen over there, and this kitchen maybe make it a workstation. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of what we've been talking about, and making this more of a mud room. So we'll see. Things are always changing in our life, from the house burning to the tornado damage. You know, we're just kind of unsure. It's not even been a year since our house is burned, and so I think one thing I know for sure is that we're not going to rebuild out there anytime soon. We just need to take it easy and just kind of do some things that we need to do and get organized. I'll bring you back when supper is completed, and I will show you the complete meal.